Have you ever felt that pressure, that little voice in your head, or maybe not so little voice from your parents, telling you that buying a house is the ultimate goal? That renting is just throwing money away? For generations, homeownership has been sold as the cornerstone of the American dream. But what if I told you that for many people, right now, it might be the worst financial decision you could make? Let's break it down. The idea that renting is just paying someone else's mortgage is powerful, but it's dangerously oversimplified. When you buy a house, you're not just paying a mortgage. There are property taxes, which can be thousands of dollars a year. There's homeowner's insurance, another hefty annual bill. And then there's maintenance. Oh, the maintenance. The water heater that bursts on a holiday weekend. The roof that suddenly needs a $10,000 replacement. The furnace that quits in the middle of winter. These aren't small expenses, they're financial landmines. A common rule of thumb is to budget 1 to 3% of your home's value for maintenance each year. For a $400,000 house, that's $4,000 to $12,000, just for things breaking. Let's look at the numbers. According to the S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index, national home prices have skyrocketed, increasing over 40% in just the last few years. And mortgage rates? They've more than doubled from their historic lows. So, not only is the ticket price higher, but the cost to borrow money is also way up. This double whammy has made homeownership less affordable than it has been in decades. In fact, a recent report from the National Association of Realtors shows that the Housing Affordability Index is near its lowest point in over 30 years. This means a typical family has to spend a much larger chunk of their income just to afford a median-priced home. So, you're paying more for the house and more for the loan. But what about the big payoff, appreciation? Everyone talks about how their parents bought a house for $50,000 and now it's worth $500,000. And yes, over the long term, real estate has historically gone up. But it's not a straight line, and it's certainly not guaranteed. Look at the 2008 financial crisis. Millions of people lost their homes and saw their property values plummet. It took years for the market to recover. Banking on short-term appreciation is a gamble, not an investment strategy. Now let's talk about opportunity cost. This is the big one that nobody talks about. Let's say you need $100,000 for a down payment and closing costs. If you put that money into a house, it's tied up. It's illiquid. You can't easily access it in an emergency. What if, instead, you rented a place that was $1,000 cheaper per month than your total homeownership cost? Mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and you invested that $100,000 down payment into a simple S&P 500 index fund. Historically, the stock market has returned an average of about 10% per year. Over 5 or 10 years, that invested money could grow substantially, potentially even outpacing the equity you would have built in your home. It's not just about what your house earns. It's about what that money could have been earning somewhere else. The flexibility of renting is also a huge, underrated asset. Your job wants you to relocate for a huge promotion? Easy. You want to travel the world for a year? No problem. You decide you want to live in a more vibrant, walkable neighborhood downtown? You can move when your lease is up. When you own a home, you're anchored. Selling a house is a slow, expensive process. You have realtor commissions, which can be 5 to 6% of the sale price. On a $500,000 home, that's $30,000 right there. Then there are closing costs, staging, and repairs. Moving becomes a massive, costly undertaking. This lack of mobility can mean missing out on significant career and life opportunities. Think about the true cost of ownership versus renting. Let's do a quick comparison. Imagine a $400,000 house. With a 20% down payment and a 7% mortgage rate, your monthly payment is about $2,130. Add property taxes, let's say $400 a month. Insurance, another $150. And maintenance, budgeting 1% of the home's value, is about $330 a month. Your total monthly cost to own is over $3,000. Now, what if you could rent a similar home or apartment for $2,500 a month? You'd be saving over $500 every single month, money that you could be investing and growing for your future. Plus, you're not on the hook if the air conditioning dies. The narrative that homeownership is the only path to wealth is deeply ingrained in our culture. It's a powerful marketing tool for banks, real estate agents, and home improvement stores. But it's just that, a narrative. It's not a universal truth. Your financial well-being depends on your personal circumstances, your career path, your risk tolerance, and your life goals. For a young person who might need to move for work, or for someone who doesn't want the stress and financial burden of surprise repairs, renting and investing the difference can be a much smarter, more liberating financial strategy. Building wealth isn't about following a pre-written script. It's about making conscious, informed decisions that align with your own life. The American dream shouldn't be a one-size-fits-all checklist that ends with a white picket fence. The real dream is financial freedom. And for many people, the path to that freedom might not involve a deed, but a lease and a diversified investment portfolio. So, the next time someone tells you you're throwing money away on rent, you can smile, knowing you've run the numbers and made the best choice for you. Don't let societal pressure push you into a decision that might not be right for your financial situation. Buying a home can be a wonderful thing, but only if it's the right time and the right reason. It's a lifestyle choice as much as a financial one. If you value stability, want to put down roots, and are prepared for the costs and responsibilities, it could be a great move. But if you value flexibility, mobility, and want a more hands-off approach to your living situation and investments, renting is a perfectly valid and often financially superior choice. The goal is to build a life you love, not just to own a house. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you a new perspective to think about. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that challenges traditional financial advice. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you team buy or team rent? See you in the next one.